Shannon Lynch, and my guest today is DeeDee Willard Ruffin. And DeeDee is out of the DC area, and she's here at the Tab retreat in Jamaica. And she was one of the featured speakers this week. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm doing great. Doing great.
So you had a really interesting morning.
Oh my goodness, didn't I? See, I always, every time we go away, it's very important for us to do adventure. I teach my team and all that we have to overcome our fears. And that's a really big thing for me. And whenever I'm away or go away with my team or whatever, we do a team building project, and it's always adventurous. So today I hit the jetavator.
So explain. Explain what the jetavator is, because that alone sounds scary.
Oh my goodness, it is. It's like a little contraption thing that flies you up in the air. You're holding on, right?
You had to wear a helmet.
Had to wear a helmet, and then you balance it. You have to push the gears forward to go frontwards. You have to lean.
And this is in the water.
Oh yeah. And a boat is there with the pressure lifting you up, and you're lifting up. And boy, did I take a few hard falls.
Yeah, I bet so.
Oh yeah.
How high did you go up?
Oh my goodness, I was way up in the air. I mean, I was high. I mean, too high for comfort.
And how'd you feel afterwards?
Oh my goodness, I felt great. Very accomplished,
Empowered?
Oh yeah, oh definitely. I knew at that point that I had done something that I really was scared to do. But that's what it's all about, Shannon? And it's, you got to get out here and do things that you're scared to do.
Yeah.
And it just makes you feel that much better.
It's funny. I'm braver when I don't know what's coming. So I had gone hiking with friends along the water, and there was a rope, and you had to climb up into the tree to grab the rope and do the rope swing, and then jump and then land in the water. And I was like, oh, that doesn't look so bad. And so of course I climb up, I grab it, and I was sucked at this. I totally got to where the water was at the bottom instead of waiting till I came back up and to let go. And I just it was sad. It was very sad. But once I did it and I felt how scary it was and how far you actually swing, then I was like, oh, I don't know that I want to do that again. Yeah. But you know what? Bucket list accomplished. I did it.
Absolutely. I don't know that I would do this again either. Well, my team, I told them I would.
Well, yeah, because you're the fearless leader.
Exactly. And so, I'll get them out there. We'll do it again. I feel like we're equal. So I'm always doing something pertaining to height, water, things of that nature. Because that's where the whole fear thing comes in.
Well, and we work hard, right? So we should be playing equally hard. Otherwise, why do we do what we do?
Absolutely. It's not harder, Shannon, because it's important that you have that balance. It can't be just all work and no play. I have a motto. Work harder, play harder.
I love it.
Harder.
So in a previous life, we actually have something in common. So prior to real estate, you did, was it 25 years at the post office?
26.
26 years at the post office. I did 25 at FedEx. And same thing, we both retired before retirement age.
Yeah.
And so you went much further in your career than I did with mine. I definitely would like you to talk about that, because that's a beautiful accomplishment.
Wow. Well, yeah, I started as a letter carrier.
Yes.
So I had to work my way up, and that was a really tough job. But I knew that really wasn't something that I wanted to stay in. And so
I don't think anybody goes into those fields and says, this is what I want to be when I grow up. It's either somebody in your family did it, and at that time it was really tough to get into FedEx. Like, you had to know someone.
Yes.
And it's, and both of them are considered very good jobs, benefits, that sort of thing.
Right.
And so I think a lot of people go into it because it is a good paying job. But I don't think anybody grows up saying, this is what my life's goal is.
No, not at all. But, I have a family postal family, okay?
Yeah, mine is the FedEx family.
Right. So, I have cousins in New York, my mom, my dad, cousins that was over in headquarters, cousins in New York, like I said, all over. So we had a real postal family, going
but in a good way.
In a very good way, in a very good way.
Not as in a going postal kind of way.
No, not at all. And everybody reached different levels, in their careers.
Right.
My dad didn't stay in. My cousin, he was over in headquarters. He retired early. Then I had another cousin who did her whole career as a clerk. My mom did her whole career and retired as a clerk.
My mom, my uncle, my cousin.
Yeah. So, and then for me, although I did I started there. My mom wanted to really push me into the management phase.
Your mom sounds like an amazing person, by the way.
She is.
She does.
She is.
She sounds so incredibly supportive and so much of the kind of woman that lifts up other women.
Oh yeah. And she was there, after my devastating accident, and she was like, DeeDee, go into management. And I was nervous about doing that because my aspirations was to be a letter carrier and then become a clerk, a postal clerk, and be behind the desk, and sell stamps, right?
Yeah. You are so much more than that.
Oh my goodness. And mom was like, go in there and go into management and tell them who you want to be. Well, there was only one other African American female in management. So it wasn't a easy barrier to cross. But, I stepped in there confidently and told the postmaster, said, hey, I'd like to go into management. And he looked at me and he said, okay, start tomorrow.
And you broke the ceiling.
I did. And from there, it was just like, I believe my steps have been ordered, Shannon. And that way, that path in itself just led me to other things. And I had the reputation of being able to go in and correct the difficult offices. All right. So I always got the hard offices, all right, to go into.
It takes a certain kind of personality, though, to do that. And you can manage or you can lead. And I think they take the true leaders and put them in the toughest locations to straighten things out. Because I think anybody can manage, but I think it takes a special person to be a leader. And you have a way about you that you strike me. And we only just met this week, but you strike me as someone who's very firm, that you know your mind, and you get a mindset, and if there's a goal, you're going for that goal. But I think you temper it in such a way that you get your point across, but you don't come across as you're approachable. I mean, I had no problems coming right up to you after your talk and speaking with you. So that there's something very special about you. You're strong, but you're soft. If that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense, and I really.
And I mean that as a compliment.
Oh,
totally.
Shannon, that's awesome. I mean, I appreciate that, and I accept that. I receive it. I receive that, and that's really the person that I want to be seen as. You know, I definitely don't want to be seen as an unapproachable person or somebody that people can't just come up and talk to, because I'm just normal as the day is long. I love to have fun. I love to, matter of fact, I love to have a lot of fun, and I love to make what we do fun all the time.
If it's not fun, why are we doing it?
Why are we doing it? But by the same token, I think you have me pegged very right.
Thank you.
I do try to run a tight ship, even though I try to have a lot of fun with my team, as well as we aspire to do, this and approach greatness, in the meantime. So I think it's very important to have that balance, between. So I can wear all the hats, all the hats I need to.
So let's just talk real quick what your title was that you hit at the post office, and then I'd like to move on to your real estate career.
Okay, great. All right, great. So during the course of the years, I told you that I went into the tough offices and straightened them out. And then after that, I moved around quite a bit.
Right.
And from there, I had a postmaster that really took a liking to me. She loved the way I led the office, and she asked me to come to another area, into Maryland, and I did. I took the job there. It was a higher level position, so I was incrementally moving up the ladder. But I went to Bethesda under her tutelage, and while I was there, I was able to learn quite a bit. And she wanted, I knew then that I wanted to be a postmaster, but I just didn't, you know how it is. I don't know how it is in FedEx. Right.
Totally.
I don't know how it is in FedEx, but you know how, we have different levels of postmasters, right?
Okay.
And so, there's a postmaster for every city.
Okay.
And but I didn't want to be a small office postmaster, right? I wanted to be a big postmaster.
Oh girl, there's nothing about me that's small. There's nothing about you that's small.
My goodness.
But I love that, because no limiting beliefs.
No, I did. And so in my mind, I even went into her office a couple times. I sit in the chair that she sat in and say, one day, this will be me.
You sat in the postmaster chair?
I did.
Try that sucker on.
Exactly, right.
See how it fit.
And so I told Mom, I said, she said, one day, DeeDee, she said, that will be you. And I really didn't think about it because, again, Shannon, that was another barrier. Okay, Bethesda, Maryland is a very affluent city, yes. One of the richest cities in the nation, in the country. Yes. And so, there had never been an African-American female to hold that position. Number one, it's very political.
Yes, yes.
You're dealing with all the congressional leaders. You're dealing with a whole lot. And so, you have to be well-polished and well-groomed. And we weren't just looked upon in that manner to be able to handle that type of A, authority, or B, the ins and outs of the dealings of the people that we have to deal with.
Right.
Well,
you're wearing a lot of hats. You're dealing with a lot of people at a lot of different levels.
At a lot of different levels.
Gotcha.
And the customers there, they're great customers. I really, even in the management part of it, I was dealing with the customers. But it was just one of those things that, unspoken. But it was just one of those things that it was a barrier. And I was told, that will never happen for you. That will never happen for you. Well, when somebody tell me I can't do something, you know what happens. Wrong. You know what happens with that, right?
It makes you that much more determined.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So did I put in a lot of hours?
Really? You think I can't do that?
Oh, of course, of course.
I'll show you. I'll show you.
So I put in a lot of hours. I did everything to be looked upon in a very positive way. I did the things that were necessary. This office was at the bottom of the totem pole when I came, and I changed it.
Wow.
And it took a couple of years actually, but I changed things around. People were getting their mail at 11 o'clock at night. I stopped that, had people getting their mail by 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which was the goal anyway.
Yeah.
We did things that were miraculously, that seemingly was impossible. And when the time came to put in for the job, they still say, go ahead and put in for it, but you're not going to get it. All right.
That hurts my heart.
Oh yeah, you're not going to get it. I said, okay. But if I knew that if I didn't put in for it,
right.
I
then
wouldn't
you definitely wouldn't get it.
I wouldn't get it.
Right.
So, I said, let me put in for the job. And I put in for it. My application is very strong. And I got the interview. And I went in there and slammed it.
Damn straight you did.
I slammed the interview, okay?
Damn
I
straight
said,
you did.
if I don't do nothing else, Shannon, I'm going to make sure you got to make a decision.
Good for you.
If nothing else. Now, if I don't get it, it won't be because A, I didn't put in for it, and B, I didn't slam the interview.
Right.
So, when I got the call, it was so amazing. When I got the call, my boss called me up, and he's a nice guy, I don't think he was trying to hurt me. It just, I knew that it was a huge political thing, right?
Right.
So he said, DeeDee, get your mother and come to, yes, he did. I was my off day. He said, DeeDee, he called me, he said, DeeDee, get your mother and come over here to the head office. I said, get my mother? And he was like, yeah.
That would strike a chord of fear in my heart.
Exactly. I didn't know what the heck was going on.
Where are you going with this?
Right. And he said, I said, bring my mother, and you want to say, I said, it's my day off. He said, I know. He said, but I really need you to do this. I'm not going to take up a lot of your time, but I want you to bring your mom. I said, Mom, we got to take a ride over in D.C. It was over in D.C. And she said, all right. So we went and went over there. He came out to the parking lot, and he said, this is a very historical moment. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, you are now, I have selected you as the first African-American female to hold a position of postmaster in Bethesda, Maryland. I was like, what?
Let me tell you, I thought you were going to tell me they told you on the phone. And I was going to say, and what'd you do after you hung up that phone? Because I know I would have been jumping and dancing. I would have been totally
And he said, I wanted your mother to witness this.
That's beautiful.
And that was how it went.
That's
the
beautiful.
tears came
down.
down.
Oh my gosh, yes they did. Yes they did.
I knew what a huge thing it was, but then it became very big in terms of, the news and all
I'm sure.
And the newspapers, and they had this big, because when you get installed as a postmaster, you take the same oath as the President of the United States.
So very ceremonial.
very ceremonial.
Okay.
You raise your hand on the Bible, the whole 9 yards,
Wow.
get sworn in, and it's a huge thing. And you have to take that, which I was ready on my insides. I just needed to let everybody know that my outsides was ready as well.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning that my insides, I had the determination and I knew that I could handle the position. I just needed the people from the outside to be able to judge the outside of me and look and see what was happening on the inside and what my performance would do.
Understood. That's beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I did not want to have this interview with you not telling that story, because I think that is such a landmark moment for you.
Yeah.
And in general and in history. I wanted you to tell that story.
I appreciate that, and I had a lot of people. I had a lot of support. My team there. I pride myself on building teams because, Shannon, I believe wholeheartedly that people can't do things alone out here.
Yeah.
This is not people think they can do. I'm a by myself person. Blah blah blah. I'm not.
You're stronger as a team.
Absolutely.
Absolutely
So I'm
stronger
not
as a
alone
team.
out in this world, and I always, even to this day, my postal family, I had 13 subordinates underneath me, 300 employees. $24 million budget. It was all of that. It was all. It wasn't a little piece of cake or a cakewalk.
Right.
But those people rallied around me, and I always say it wasn't me. They always made me look good. And so when I walked out of there that day, I walked out of there with my chest high and my head high and a big smile on my face.
Oh, yeah.
Because I knew what we had done for
And
that
you earned
operation.
it.
Yes,
You
indeed.
earned
So
it.
I went out on a high.
So I don't want to get too much into your personal, because I know we talked about that. You talked about that on the stage. But you had some major life changes, and you shifted gears. And real estate came into the picture.
That's correct.
And so so when you started what drew you to real estate?
So I always liked real estate, a little bit, just kind of dibbled and dabbled in it, It was something that I just found very intriguing, But I did not get involved to the level of where I am now, So I was just basically just a little house here and there, and I had a couple of rentals.
Sure. So a hobby.
Basically, yes.
A little extra income.
Exactly,
Sure.
exactly. So I really got even more interested in it after I went to a couple of seminars and kind of hearing, this vehicle and what, if you learned about it and got more educated, how it could really be a life-changing vehicle,
Right.
for you. So when the time came when I was ready to go, I just thought that, hey, maybe I'll give this a shot.
Yeah. Did you start off rehabbing?
No, actually, my whole thought process, okay.
Funny how what we think and where we wind up.
Right.
Two different
So the
places.
whole thing was that I was going to start out wholesaling,
Right.
right?
Sure.
And just to build up the capital,
Right.
to then start rehabbing.
Right.
But it didn't actually work that way. Okay, I did one wholesale, and just one.
Okay.
Wholesale, and the very next one was a huge, not even a small rehab. It was a huge rehab, and that's how everything just kind of took over at that point in time.
So how did you decide? So you got the deal and said, I'm just going to do it?
So basically what happened was I got a call from one of my mailing marketing campaigns, and said that, hey, I want you to purchase this house, and it's over in D.C. Well, I don't live in D.C., okay, so that really wasn't even my market.
Yeah.
So somebody just happened to see my bandit sign, okay, and called the number, but their parents actually, deceased parents, lived in D.C., and which typically kind of what happens, right? Right, that was my home area, within that radius there. But when this came, I said, let me just take it and go. And I went over and did the interview, and the guy, him and his brother liked me.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I have another investor that we're going to hear what he has to say, and I'll call you and let you know what we decide.
Sure.
So I did my whole thing and gave him my offer, the whole 9 yards. So when the phone rang in a couple of days, I went home really feeling dejected, right?
Right.
Thinking I don't know if I said the right thing. I don't know if I gave the right number. Oh boy. So when the phone rang, I didn't answer. I said, let that stuff go to the answering machine. I'm not going to listen to no Dear John, response. So I didn't answer it, and let it go. And after about 30 minutes, I went back to the phone. They left a message, and it went something like this. It was like, so DeeDee, we really like the way you presented yourself. And the offer came in from the other investor. My offer was $332,000, and the other investor came in at $340,000. So the guy said, if you can come up to $340,000, it's yours.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
Shannon. I was like, what in the world?
Mm-hmm.
And so I hung up the phone. I called my business partner. I was like, guess what? Now, mind you, I didn't have $3.40. Okay.
I'll find the money.
Right.
I'll find the money. It's
Let's
gonna
know
come.
$340,000.
Yeah.
So I figured, well, maybe I can wholesale this. So I went to Facebook. I put the deal out there on Facebook.
No way.
Yes, I did. And people started responding like you would not believe. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I got the money, DeeDee. Let's JV. I mean, my mind was going
Nice.
like 1,000,000 miles a minute.
Nice.
And I was like, wow. So I met this one guy over there, and we decided to do a joint venture.
Yeah.
And he was very good with the rehab portion of it.
Beautiful.
And he didn't want to. He said, let's rehab it. I get the contractors. I can do all of these things. So that's how we joined forces.
And that's
how I
rehabber.
became a rehabber.
Do you still work with him?
No. We did that for 1 year. But we did 4 projects.
And
It
you
was
learned.
Learned a lot. We got dug in deep. Got all of the information. He was very good, very nice. But I needed to go my way, and he needed to go his.
I get it.
Yeah.
You both got from the relationship what you needed.
Absolutely.
You both grew and parted
Absolutely,
ways.
absolutely. That's how it happened.
Right? What is it?
And I've been
a season or a lifetime?
Absolutely,
isn't it?
absolutely.
So he was a season.
That was a season. That was
Yeah.
a season,
Yeah.
and definitely, I think we still, he's still a cool guy.
Yeah.
But I just took off into the DC area. That became, and after we got that one completed, and people, the recognition came. That first project actually was in the newspaper. It was
that was the one?
That was the first $1 million project for that area.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you can't hold down a Phoenix Rising.
How about that? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
So your deals. All right. So, as a realtor, I can't do this because but I know when I was wholesaling, I would reach out to to my post persons and say, which houses are vacant. Here's my card. You hear anything? You utilize that at all? Can you? Because you no longer work for the post office. And oh my goodness, do you have the post office connection?
Yes, I do. But you know what, Shannon?
I hope that's not an inappropriate question.
No, it's not. And I'll be
Okay.
on, because I get asked it all the time. There are different ways of doing it. You can't. You can get maybe if you have your post guy, ask what vacant areas, what vacant houses, and so forth. But there's a whole address management system that really I could know, but that part of it is illegal. So
Okay,
you
gotcha.
can't. I
gotcha.
couldn't tap into the
And you're
address
ethical.
management. Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
and I don't see
And
you
I
doing
would
that.
never even. While I was in the post service, I know where every house is and whether it's vacant, whether it's what the whole status of it is.
amazing. Yeah.
And
Well, I
so
guess
yeah,
so,
but
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
right. But but no,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, but no.
Right. No. We don't touch that.
Understood.
Are
Are you going to do deals mostly from wholesalers or direct mail these days?
So
or
you
how
know
are
what?
finding
Believe
your
it or
deals?
not, I find my deals. At this point, we've been so blessed with the level of success and credibility that we get a huge
People
amount
know you,
of
they
referrals.
come to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But before then, in all fairness,
Right.
we did the bandit size.
Okay.
We still do.
Okay.
Direct mail pieces. We still do. You know that. And we do we do basically marketing. I also do a mentorship program as
this.
well. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want to take away from our whole venue here, but I do that as well. So I teach people how to start up. I have basically a basic accelerator program that I
Nice.
do. Yeah. So to be very honest, as I do our marketing is very important. And then I have 4 agents on my team. They are dynamic. I mean, that's the dynamic quad. Okay.
Yeah.
And they know how to go out and get properties for me.
Because you taught them.
Because I taught them.
Right.
So I really get a lot of our properties sight unseen. That's just how solid they are. I mean, they do it all. They do the videos, they do the whole 9 yards, and they've been with me now for 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that 4 have been with me for 4 years, and I have a marketing director, I have a project manager, and so the team is really solid from that standpoint.
So what is the whole team?
So it's the 4 agents. I have a property manager who manages the rentals. I have a project manager who goes out. That's T. He's new on board. My designer, that's my son. I said the 4 agents.
Right.
And I have
GC?
I have a web designer.
Okay.
I have a social media designer.
Wow.
That takes care of all of my social media. Oh God, why did I forget her name? It's my cousin. Shonda. Hi, Shonda.
You in trouble
Right.
now.
Oh my goodness. My marketing director is my cousin. My project director, the one who goes out and checks out all the projects, is my cousin. My son is the designer. My business partner is my best friend, Debbie. She's here. And then I have my project manager who handles property manager who handles all of the rentals and all.
So now to put that in perspective, timeline from when you started to now is how long? Because that's one heck of a team that you built.
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah, 6 years. But they started out with me day one.
Yeah.
In 2014 is when I started, when I put this team together. So where we're in there, 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah. Because before then, I was with the guy. And but I started this team in 2014, and they've been going strong ever since. I just started adding on. And then, of course, my grandkids, they're part of the team as well. Elijah and Gabriel, absolutely. And they go out. Gabriel checks the houses. Elijah, he goes out with his construction piece on.
His tool belt. That's awesome.
Yeah, and he goes out doing that. So I'm very proud of them. They make me look good. I'll always say that. They make me look good. I love them. They're good about getting out there, and whatever I need, they do it. So.
What do you think is the hardest part about being a woman in this industry?
That's my passion. That's my passion, Shannon, because I see the obstacles that we have to overcome. And I see a large portion of, as women that that get out here and they try to strong arm it. They think that they have to strong arm this industry,
Yes.
and show themselves and muscle it up. I say no to that.
Yes.
I say take it down. Take it down the level, gain the knowledge, gain the education, because the guys, you don't want the guys to feel inferior to you. They're the dominant species, and I say that. I love the guys. Love you guys to pieces. And I say it all the time, I don't mind being your rib, okay? However,
I thought that was one of the best parts about your speech
I don't.
the other day.
And I think that it's important that we as ladies stay a lady.
Yeah. I like that
we
part
can be
too.
strong, and we're going to be strong. But
naturally.
Absolutely,
yes.
absolutely. Maintain that level to whereby you can go up and you can talk to the guy, and you don't have to make the demands.
Yes.
I say we ask a lot of questions. That's how I deal with it. that's how I deal with it with my team. They're pretty much, involved with the GCs and the contractors, and the trades and the subcontractors and all.
Because that can be tough. That can be tough. I think it can be tough to hire a GC normally.
Yeah.
But as a female, I think a lot of times if you really don't know your numbers, it's very easy to get taken advantage of.
I see it happening all the time. Not just some of the time.
Right.
All the time.
Whether you're in this field or as a homeowner.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And so you must, get yourself educated, knowing your market, knowing your numbers, knowing what it really entails, so that when you're doing your scopes of work, when you're doing your repair estimators.
Knowledge is power.
All of those things. You're not going to be able to tell me that it's going to cost $12 a square foot for framing when I know it costs $6.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But if I didn't know that, you could tell me it costs $15 a square foot for framing, to frame up a house.
So how do you think how do you think a woman who's getting started in the business should handle that, should learn?
Absolutely.
What advice do you have?
First of all, I want them to interview as many contractors or people that say they're contractors. Make sure that they have their license and that they're bonded, okay, and insured. That's key number one, okay?
Yeah, because you did say you don't hire
oh no
fly by night. You hire guys that are legit.
Right, because if anything goes wrong, you got somebody to hold accountable.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
If something goes wrong and somebody's not licensed, guess who's going to take the brunt? Who's going to take that?
Well, and I think a lot of times, a lot of investors get get this mindset about the budget, and I think what can be easy to forget is this is a house that you're building or rehabbing for people to live in. And this is the biggest purchase they're going to make, and there is a lot of liability there.
Oh my goodness!
So is it worth it to you to hire, Joe Schmo who's going to do it for significantly cheaper, but is the work quality work?
That's right. And that's the one thing that we lay our hats on and can be proud and go to sleep at night.
That's the big one,
Go to sleep at night because we know, and this is up front. This is before we even say yes to you having a job. We can't take that chance. You can't afford to take that chance. Okay? And yes, the licensed ones are going to be a little bit more expensive than than your day laborers at Home Depot.
Right.
However, you have that peace of mind and knowing it's just like anything else, life insurance, car insurance, all the others, health insurance that you have to have. It's peace of mind because in the event something happens, you have that security there.
Yeah.
And so I want to tell all the ladies out there that, number one, do not hire a contractor that's not licensed. Please, don't do that. The second thing I would like to say, Shannon, is make sure that you keep all the documentation for that particular contractor, and when you're out there, make frequent visits to the site. Ask a heck of a lot of questions. I mean, question after question after question.
Yeah.
But my key thing, Shannon, the one main thing that I want us girls to do out here when we're dealing with these contractors is must have a schedule.
This is huge. This is so huge.
That's huge. And they don't like to do it.
But
Contractors don't
but
like
it's
to
not
do
even just the contractors. I have to tell you, I feel like a lot of the investors I know, and I'm not in everybody's business, so I don't know. But there are certain ones that I know will do a project and will say this is the timeline, and by God, within usually a few weeks, because obviously things are going to happen. They're going to be near or at their timeline.
That's right.
Then there are others that I see that the job will just go on forever. And I'm like, you guys have holding costs.
Yeah.
Like, you got to get moving around. You got to get moving on
I
this.
learned it the hard way.
Don't we all?
Yeah, I learned it the hard way. And so you must be able to maintain, and that's the one thing that I'm a stickler for.
Yes.
When we meet each week with my core team, I'm a very big stickler for making sure what's the schedule for next week. I'm demanding.
So you're a systems person.
Oh yeah. And we've worked hard at putting systems into place and making sure that we have them, because Even back in my days of managing in the postal service, you had to have a schedule. Without a schedule, you couldn't do it.
Right.
So, I just took that same concept and brought it over into my real estate business.
Right.
I want a schedule. I want to know when it's going to happen.
Who creates the schedule?
My project manager.
Gotcha. Okay.
Along with the contractor.
Input.
Right. So basically the contractor makes the schedule, but we hold them accountable to the schedule. And it's a very hard piece that they don't want to do it. All right.
And what if they don't stay on schedule? Is there any sort of penalization?
Oh yeah. It's in the contract. It's in the contract that
$100
they
a day.
sign. No, mine is $200.
Woo! You mean business?
Yes, girl. Yes, indeed.
So they want to work with you.
That's right.
Do you have any lack of contractors that want to work with you because of this? Because I know we're in Charlotte. That's our market, and there's so much work going on, and finding a good, reputable GC is tough.
I believe that's always going to be the challenge. Okay. And yes, I've gone through a hire and fire. Them. I have done so. Quite a few times. However, I do have contractors that have been with me for 2 years, 3 years, as well. And the thing of it is that what they like about working with us is A, that we're fair. B, we have the quantity. And that's really what it is in a nutshell.
You're keeping them busy.
Keeping them going. And then because of, I've been blessed to have a lot of networking friends and all, so even if I get slow, I haven't gotten there, but if some kind of way, something like that happens, I have a huge network of people that's always looking for a contractor to work. Right. So my people would never be without a job.
Well, and I think too, once you find that GC, it's gold.
Yeah.
Because then everybody knows what the expectations are, and everybody works according to the plan.
And you have a mutual loyalty.
Yes.
The loyalty is, and I look for that. Yes. Loyalty is important. Commitment is important.
Yes.
Determination is important. If you don't have those key things, I don't care how good you are, I don't need you.
Right. And you did say something, and I'm going to backtrack this a little bit. One of the things you did say in your speech when you said, I don't mind being the rib. The other part you said was, he can be the king, but I'm the queen. And I thought that was powerful. I thought that was really strong, because I think as women are trying to, be in the field and, do our thing, a lot of times it can feel a little bit like a boys' club. And it can feel like we just want an equal shake. We just want to be treated as an equal and be treated fair and be treated like everybody else. We're not trying to take anything from anybody. We just want to be a part of the game. And there's plenty out there for everyone.
I agree. And I think that us as women have to allow our guys to be the man. Men have that innate ability in their insides to be the dominant species, okay? And we as a woman, goes all the way back to Adam and Eve, that's where it starts, and he was first and she was second, so I don't have a problem with the submissive role, I don't have a problem being the queen, as I stated. I think the men should be the king. I think the men should lead in that manner. However, it doesn't diminish our ability, okay, to get out here and be able to still do the job, as leaders, that we are. And I think it boils down to, Shannon, a respect. I'm going to respect you, and I'm going to demand the same in return. Okay? So I'm not going to put you down as a man, but you're not going to put me down as a woman. Okay? So with that mutual respect together, we can go places. And you can still be the king.
So much further.
Much further.
Much further.
You still got the king role, and I still got the queen role. And together we're going to end at the finish line.
I love it. I love it. Are you ever told that you're intense?
Oh, yeah.
No, I get that. I totally get that. But it's been said to me, and I just had this conversation with Eric, one of the other speakers, yesterday, and I'll be speaking with him later on today.
Okay, cool. He's great.
Some foreshadowing. But we were talking about and I told him, I said, there have been times that I've been told I'm intense. And the funny thing is it was not said as a positive. It was said as a negative. You can really be intense. And I internalized that for a while. And then I was talking to somebody, I said, and then we were like, you know what another word is for intense? Passionate. And there ain't nothing wrong with being passionate.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I own it, and I own it proudly.
Yeah. And they shouldn't have said that to you. I don't think anybody said anything. I've been blessed to not have nobody said nothing negative to me like that. But, you know, there was once upon a time, let's put it this way. So it wasn't so much as intense as it was as not as smooth. Okay.
I mean, I'm not angry. I'm not an angry person.
But no.
But I know I can be a locomotive. When I'm on the track,
well,
you know,
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're the leader and you got to get us to the destination.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
and
like
so
that.
you know, it's like everybody else. The captain of the ship. You don't want the captain of the ship to be weak, because if he hit that storm out there, he got to get us through the storm.
Yeah.
You know, you can't power down,
Yeah.
okay, and let the ship tip over. Okay?
Otherwise, you're on the Titanic.
Or else you're on the Titanic. And nobody's going to survive.
Nobody wants to be there.
So, I look at it from that, you know, standpoint.
Yeah.
Intense in the fact that passionate. If you're with me and we're together, we're going to the finish line.
We're going places.
We're going to get there. Mm-hmm. We're going to soar like the eagles. Mm-hmm. We're going to fly. We're going to do everything in our power. It's not going to be easy. However, it's not going to be that hard. I'm going to make it fun while we're doing it, you know? And so, but as your leader, I want to say this one thing, because it's something that's really near and dear to me, you know, as it's coming back from the Postal Service. As I backtrack back into that, I developed a lot of people, you know, and I feel very proud about the fact that I had developed so many people as a result of my tutelage and leadership. I have folks all over the nation still in the Postal Service that they call me back and say, you know, hey Dee, you know what? It was because of you that I'm here.
That's beautiful.
You know, yeah. And you know,
God,
so
how does that make you feel?
Oh my God, I feel like $1 million, more than $1 million, 10 million, more than that.
You feel like
you know,
more than
it's
that.
my whole lot. You know, but
how does it make you feel here?
Oh, I just melt on my insides. I really, really do, because that's what it's all about, Shannon. Mm-hmm. It's not so much about me getting there.
You are giving me goosebumps. You guys so
you know, it's about us getting there.
Yes.
And when we can all reach back and grab someone else and bring them along
and pull them up.
That's what it's all about.
Yes,
that's what it's all about. And so for me, when they tell me, Dee, I'm here because of you, or, you know, what you said, what you did, how you were so strong. Yes, I had 4 o'clock in the morning meetings. Yes, I have 11 o'clock p.m. meetings tonight, now, with my team now.
Yeah.
I do. And I expect them to be there, and they have to stay in long meetings sometime, you know. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But guess what? Now I have, of the 4 agents that I have, guess what?
Yeah.
All 4 of them are millionaire agents. All 4 of them.
Beautiful.
Now they have other business as well, but I feel like I am a part of that.
Yeah.
I really do. And we're a team. And so building them up and letting them get out there as well, you know, as well as the people that I had, my people in the Postal Service, I feel blessed, you know, to be able to say that I'm that kind of leader, that I didn't leave anybody behind.
I love this. Oh my goodness, that is so powerful. So powerful. So I know the answer to this because we talked about it, but I'm going to ask: are you living your best life?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
What does your best life look like?
Woo! Oh boy, this is a good life.
This is a pretty darn good life.
This is a good life.
Not gonna lie. I
no.
am so much further along than I ever thought I would be.
Right.
Because when I was at FedEx, I was good at my job. I knew my job, but I didn't feel fulfilled, and I knew I could do more.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do more, but for the longest time, I just didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
I was the girl that changed her major 3 times in college.
Wow.
I'm the girl with 90 credits that still doesn't have her bachelor's degree.
Wow.
Which I could get now if I felt the need to impress somebody.
Same here.
But I don't need it. I don't need it for what I do, and it doesn't define me.
No.
I know for a lot of people that paper defines them. It doesn't define me.
I love it.
So I will tell you that I am now in a position where I've done the best I've ever been, or have done the best I could do so far, and I'm still growing and I'm still learning.
Right.
But there's so much more before I blow the lid off of this.
Absolutely.
And I just don't know what that is yet. Do you know what that looks like for you?
A little bit. I still have living my best life is once everything, the entire business is automated. The entire mentorship program is automated, and I'm just traveling from island to island every month.
I like it.
Every month.
I might have to join you every
All right.
now and then.
And then I got to go on this. I promise to take I want to take my entire family on a cruise, a 6-month cruise.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the 6-month one. And
are they all going to be
it's
employed when they
180
come
days.
back?
Yeah, they will. Maybe not the entire family.
Okay, because I'm like, I know.
Right. But yeah, so that's living. That when I accomplish that, that will be living my best life at that point in time. So I got a little ways to go, still, and I'm still learning.
Don't we all?
I'm still, maintaining and staying educated. Keeping myself educated, staying plugged in with the right folks, like yourself, and all, and all of this whole environment, here. But I enjoy everything, and that's really what it's all about. You gotta love what you do, and if you love what you do, that's half the battle.
Yes.
And then the rest of it is the technical stuff. You'll teach yourself, or you'll learn how to be good at it.
I loved you up on stage.
Oh.
I loved your speech. I loved everything you talked about. I loved your red shoes.
Oh God.
So before we go, is there anything else you want to make sure Facebook? What should be the takeaway, you think? What words of wisdom do you want to impart before we head to the beach?
Wow.
And continue living, working on living our best lives.
Striving towards our best lives, right?
Yes.
I do want to say, you take things small, celebrate the small achievements. I believe in that. Everything doesn't have to be the good, the big, the huge, thing. I think you celebrate the small ones. The small ones are going to add up to be big. Exactly. Yeah. I do want our women to get more involved, continue to get educated.
Yes,
That's
please.
the main thing,
Yes,
guys too, mwah, guys, I love you. But I want us to continue to be educated. Okay?
I don't think we support each other enough.
Right.
As women.
I
don't think we support each other enough.
It's enough out here for all of us.
Yes.
Never, ever, ever tear down your fellow woman. It's not about that at all, okay? And so,
and if you're comfortable and confident here, you don't feel the need to step on someone else to make yourself bigger.
If you step on someone, somebody's going to step on you.
Like a bug.
Okay? And so, keep everybody, you continue to lift each other up. I love to lift up and empower our women.
Yes.
Go to my website.
Which is how do they find you?
All right. At
Yes,
emsinchomes.com. Fill out the application if you're interested in our mentorship program. I have a partner that I'll be meeting with next week, and that we're getting ready to take that mentorship program big, Shannon. So we're meeting next week. So those of you all have already applied, don't fear, because we're getting back to you. But we're looking at something that's going to even be a little bit better for you. Which is why I kind of shied away from starting the second phase up, at this time. But it's coming soon. So if you really want to get on board with us, then I say go to the website, follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube channel.
I love it. Yes, absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Tell them how to find you.
You're going to see some content and all out there on the YouTube channel. So it's Envisage _Homes.
All right, you want to spell it?
ENVISAGE _Homes, HOMES. And that's on the YouTube. But just subscribe anyway. I just want a whole lot of subscribers, and wait for the content because it's coming. Okay? All right.
So if any of y'all have any questions or comments, please be sure to put them below. Dee and I will both be checking back in, and she'll be happy to answer anything y'all might have any questions about. If you're watching this now, please say a hello or give us a wave or let us know you're out there. If you're watching this on replay, please hit #replay. I am going to challenge you, Facebook, to do what we talked about today. And I want to know, and I want you to think about,
who are you going to lift up today? Who are you going to help today? Because every single one of you has something in you where you can help someone else in some way, shape, or form. And it doesn't have to be huge. It could be paying a compliment to somebody because you don't know what someone else is going through on any given day. After I did the Facebook Live with Bryce the other night, one of the ladies who was one of the servers came up and thanked us and thanked him and asked him to pray for her, that she needed some prayers. We stood there together, the three of us in a circle, and we prayed. He gave her his contact information. She reached out to him, and the following morning she met him out at the ocean on the beach. He took her in the ocean, he baptized her. Baptized her. Craziness, right? Does that not touch you?
Oh yeah.
So you never know. You just never know who's hearing your message or seeing you or how you can help someone else. So that would be my takeaway for y'all today. And I'm going to say to you what I said to you the other day when I first met you, and that was thank you from the bottom of my heart, because your words spoke to me on stage, and that I appreciate you as a woman of color. I appreciate you as a fellow woman, and I appreciate you most because you have a beautiful, beautiful soul.
Wow.
So thank you.
Thank you. And I just want to say thank you,
I have to hug
Shannon.
you.
Oh yeah. I want to thank Shannon for this opportunity. This has been great. We just met when we were here.
You never know it though, right?
And you never know it, right? We just had the connection and the bond, and we will be friends for the rest of our lives.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. I appreciate this opportunity. Facebook, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to us. And I believe that I hope that I said something that inspired you or to help you along the way for today. And I agree with Shannon. Get out here and lift someone up. Remain positive. It's called the law of attraction.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, and what we put out is what we get back. And that would be my takeaway for today. That's what I want to give to you. I love you guys.
This all day. Love you. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.